Hi Grandma, my favorite memory of us was when you would come pick Elena and I up and then you would take us to McDonald's just so we could play on the playground, and then you would take us back to your house and you would let us play all the games and watch all the movies we wanted, and then we would sleep over. Love you.
Grandma, one of my favorite memories of us is when we would go to the cabin and we were there for the weekend and we were staying on Sunday, and you would always make us sit down and watch music and the spoken word as our church. Probably wasn't the most fun thing at the time, but now looking back on it, I'm really grateful that you did that. Those were always great times sitting there and watching music and the spoken word for church. Love you, Grandma.
Hi Grandma, I always remember when you take us up to the cabin and we play card games, and my favorite game was always 9-card golf. Happy birthday, I love you.
Hi Jeanine. I don't know that I have one specific memory, just a collection of years of memories of family get-togethers at Easter for an Easter egg hunt, and Christmas Eve, and we always have our Hawaiian haystacks, and going up to the cabin and going to Nephi every year for the family reunion. It always involved good food and lots of laughter and fun games. Love you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mom. I think some of the memories that I have many, but just keep this short. I think the memories of playing baseball with you. Was always you that went out and hung a baseball from the tetherball pole, swung it around and made me hit the ball. Do it until I could hit it. Another one of the memories I have is when you would make me go out and pull weeds from the irises. I hate irises now to this day. In fact, I hate weeds to this day. I have trouble as I pass any weed anywhere to walk by it. I usually have to bend down and pull a weed because of that. But thanks for the memories. Thanks for all your love. Love you. Happy birthday.
One of my memories of Jeanine and Dale, but more Jeanine, is attending church up in Evanston at the ward up there. There had been a bad snowstorm, but we decided we were going to go to church anyway. We decided as a family, Craig and I, that we would take the kids down and get them dressed in the snowmobile trailer. I told Grandma Perry what we were going to do, and she says, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. And I guess I just assumed maybe that she was going to do the same thing, because we needed to put all of our snow gear on to get down to the trailers. And I walked into her bedroom, and there she is with her pantyhose on, her dress hiked up as far as she could get it, and she's putting on her snow pants and tucking her dress into her snow pants. And then she went to proceed to get on the snowmobile, and she could hardly reach the handlebars of the snowmobile because she had her dress all wadded up in her coat and in her snow pants. It was just a fun grandma memory, but also just showed the importance that it was in any kind of situation anywhere that Dale and Jeanine wanted to attend church as much as possible.
Okay, Grandma, my favorite memory with you is when we'd go snowmobiling at the cabin in the winter time. And anytime, it usually was when you'd come to pick us up at the parking lot, I would beg to ride back with you. And we would be the last one in the group, and for some reason, so we'd ride behind everyone, and we'd get to the bottom of the hill at the cabin, and you'd have to make that sharp turn, and we would never make it. And we'd tip over the machine, and then we would sit there and laugh our heads off until someone realized that we hadn't come up the driveway, usually a few minutes later. And then they'd come back and get us, and they'd be so mad that we did it again. Why didn't they have us go first so that they could get the crazies who didn't know how to ride the snowmobile? But I just loved that time. I don't know why. It was just such a good memory of that was my time with Grandma. I love you. Happy birthday, Grandma.
I remember one time Kenzie and I were staying the night at Grandma and Grandpa Perry's house, and we found some old crutches in the playroom. So Grandma helped us stick our leg into our pants and made it look like our leg was chopped off at the knee. And she had so much fun taking pictures of us with that. And then after that, she went and pulled out some nylons that she had. She taught us a game that she did as a child where you tie the nylon around your waist and you put an orange in the bottom, and then you had to knock another orange around the room with the orange that was in the nylon. And Grandma had so much fun teaching us that game. That's my memory of Grandma.
My favorite memory of Grandma and Grandpa is when they were able to come to one of my baseball games, and it was the game I hit my first home run. After the game, as I walked up to them, just being able to see their excitement for me and just how excited they were overall, it was just a really, really cool experience.
Hi Grandma. My memory of you is when me and Corinne came to your house and stayed there while my mom and dad were in Ecuador. And there was one day that we were there and we were looking around for things to do, and you came up with the idea to teach us how to iron. But you didn't want us to ruin any of yours or Grandpa's clothes by burning them. So you pulled out a box of white handkerchiefs for us to learn how to iron. It was perfect because they were all folded neatly and everything, so they had creases and everything in them. But you just sat down with us and started teaching us how to iron with these handkerchiefs, and we probably sat there for like an hour just ironing handkerchiefs because you wanted to teach us something, so that's what you taught us. So that is my memory of you, and it's a great memory that I have. And yeah, happy birthday.
So a memory that I would think that Craig would want to share. As Grandpa and Grandma Watts started to fail, and Dell and Jeanine would come down 3 times a week to bathe them or to help them out in any way that they could. One of those days, Dell and Jeanine came back here to our house on their way home. And Jeanine came in the house and she plopped herself down in the chair and just said, "Oh, when I start to act like Vera, shoot me." And Craig heard that, and as he walked away, he says, "Where's the gun?" And Jeanine heard him. And she says, "Craig, how dare you?" And he goes, "Well, Mom, you just said..." And it was kind of a joke in the family for a little while, but Craig really respected his mom and dad, and I know Craig is watching over you. I know he is doing everything that he can to still be in your lives and to be at those special times and special moments.
Happy birthday, Grandma! I love you.
Lucy, say happy birthday!
Hey Grandma, remember that one time at my wedding when you begged me to keep it nice with the cake eating portion of the reception, and you wanted us to be super nice to each other, and then we smashed the cake in our faces, and then you kind of had tears on your face, and then I felt terrible, but you were the first person to come over with napkins to help wipe me up.
Happy 80th birthday, Mom. One of the things that I've been thinking about that I remember as younger was, and it wasn't a great fond memory at the time, but it was all the summers that you would teach us how to can peaches and pears, and I remember pressure cooking chicken and making strawberry jam and apricot pineapple jam and all the things that you taught me. At the time I didn't think it was great, but now as I started my own family, I was able to use all those skills that you taught me and been able to provide those things for my own family and now pass it on to my own children. I love you very much and thank you for your great example.
Grandma, your hangers are the bee's knees. Happy birthday, Grandma. Love you.
Hi, Grandma. Happy birthday. I remember all us kids would always go into your trailer at Nephi and we'd always get the best snacks from you.
I remember the day that Lisa and I got engaged. We came over to tell you and Dale that about the big news, and you were very excited for us, but you caught me off guard when you gave me a big kiss right on the lips. Even though you caught me by surprise that day, you've been a wonderful mother-in-law, and I love you a lot and wish you a happy birthday.
Hi Mom, it's me, Andy, your favorite youngest child. I wanted to share a funny memory, and we were watching family home videos, and we were swimming in a lake, and Dad was actually filming Lisa. He had her go under the water and then stopped the film and then had her get out of the water. And then when he started the video back up, she never came out of the water. It kind of freaked you out because you really thought she didn't come back out of the water. But that was years and years after the incident, and we were all sitting there as a family, and it was just kind of funny because you freaked out because you really thought she didn't come out of the water. Well, that was my funny memory. I love you. Thank you for everything you've done. Happy birthday and happy Mother's Day. Bye.
Hey Grandma, happy 80th birthday. My favorite memory of you is every time you introduce me to one of your friends, you tell them that we moved to Oklahoma instead of Oklahoma.
Hey Grandma, I'd just like to say that I love you and I appreciate all that you've done for me and all your support, and that you're really awesome, and you've always helped me and told me about about the gospel, and I appreciate that. And it's just really cool how you can do all that. And yeah, thank you.
Hey Grandma, it's Brienne. Happy birthday. My favorite memory is when you guys came out here to visit us and we went to Aishin's, and when we were getting ready to leave, you decided to pack up all the food, like the onions, the pickles, the bread, and you took all the paper plates and you got packets of ranch and everything. Love you, bye.
Hi Mom. One of my favorite memories is all the times that we've played cards together as a family. I just want you to know that I love you and I hope you have a great birthday. Remember who you are and what you stand for.
Hey Grandma, just wishing you a happy birthday and hope you're doing well. Love you.
Hi Grandma, happy birthday. We're just thinking about memories, and I have lots of fun favorite memories of you, but I think my most favorite ones are being able to watch the kids grow to love you just as much as I do. Haven was only a couple months old when you guys left on your mission, and the night she got back, she snuggled up to you as if she'd known you forever. And my other favorites are just when we lived in Bountiful and you'd randomly stop by at least once a week and say hi to the kids and bring them something fun. We really miss that now that we're in Clearfield, and we wish that you could stop by all the time. Anyway, we just wanted to wish you a happy birthday and love you.
Happy birthday, Grandma. My favorite memory is that when we did knock knock jokes like this one. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Atch.
Atch who?
Bless you. Mommy, let's went on a field trip. Playing with our snowman that farts.
So, there's a lot of good memories that I've had with Grandma throughout my life. I think some of my favorite ones are, as a kid, going up to the cabin with Grandma and Grandpa. There were many times where we were kind of spoiled by going up with some of our cousins when our parents were working and we were out of school. There was this one in particular where me and Russell were tasked with painting the trailer black, and we are out there in black paint and rollers and everything, and I think by the time Grandma had started coming out, we had painted each other more than we had the trailer, and at that moment I thought, oh my goodness, we are in so much trouble. Luckily, we have the sweetest Grandma ever, and I don't think we got in a little bit of trouble, and I think that just goes to say how loving and amazing you are, Grandma, and just wanted to say happy birthday and I love you.
Hey Grandma, I just wanted to wish you a happy 80th birthday. I just wanted to tell you one of my favorite memories that I have with you, besides all the card games at Nephi and up at the cabin. My favorite game that we always played at the cabin was Scum. And I remember everybody used to always get so mad at me that I would always want to play it. And of course, I always think I won the battle, and we always played it anyway. But my very favorite memory that I have from when I was little was collecting pop cans and putting them in the garage. We made everybody collect the pop cans, and we went and turned them in, I don't know where, someplace you knew about. We turned them in for money, and then you took me shopping and we got the children's primary songbook. And I still remember every time when I sit down and play the primary songs that I was with you and Grandpa when we went and bought that. So we love you, I love you, and hope you have a happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Grandma. We love you. Love you.
Hi, Grandma. Happy birthday. I was just thinking about my favorite memory of you, and my favorite memory is how you always accommodated my cucumber addiction. So even when I entered the MTC on my mission, I was having a cucumber problem, and you actually sent me cucumbers with a peeler in the MTC. So I always remember that story, and I think about it a lot, and I wanted to thank you for that, and I love you.
So Grandma, one of my favorite things about you is how much you love your grandkids. Every time you talk about them, you start crying, which sometimes I think is funny, but at the same time I love it because you love your grandkids, and you always, whenever you see someone that has a tennis sweatshirt on, you always stop and ask them, do you know Taylor Perry? She played tennis at Utah State. And sometimes it actually works and you find somebody that knows me, but I just love how you are so invested in all of our lives and you love us, so thank you. We love you, and I hope you have a great birthday.
Just wanted to wish you a happy birthday and let you know how much we love and appreciate you. I was thinking of things that reminded me of growing up, and I have two stories. The first story is I remember the first time that I ever talked about wanting to smoke. I think the home teachers were there. You took me in the kitchen, got out the cayenne pepper and rolled me a smoke and made me smoke it right there in the kitchen with the home teachers. Never smoked again. That's one thing I remember about you. Thanks for keeping me on the word of wisdom.
My memory is a long time ago, and when Mike and I were first married, we used to go over to Sunday dinners. Every Sunday you'd invite us over. Well, we were the only ones married, and you would put out a spread. It would be, the vegetable, the meat, the salad, the dessert. It was awesome. And I did not know how to cook. Not one thing. Macaroni and cheese out of a box. That was it. And so every Sunday you would kind of take me in and you'd give me a little job, and I would help with Sunday dinner. Most of the time I didn't know what I was doing. And I remember one time you gave me a little carton of milk. I thought it was milk, and I was supposed to turn it into whipping cream for the salad, the fruit cocktail salad. And I just looked at that thing and couldn't figure out what to do with it until finally you took me aside, showed me how you can actually whip it. I thought Cool Whip is in a carton. I didn't know you could actually whip it into whipping cream. So that was one thing, and it just seemed like every Sunday there was something new and something else I learned, and pretty soon you were teaching me to can. And I have a lot of memories, a lot of them to do with food, and it was awesome. I love you, and thanks for all the great dinners and all the lessons and all the memories that you had given to us.
The other story that I remember real fondly was coming home from Little League practice. Greg Miles was coaching us and reminded us that we all had to be protected and we should all be wearing a cup to protect ourselves. Well, he threatened us by saying he was going to bring his pool cue the next day to practice and stand us in a line and thump us in the plums just to make sure we had a cup. So I came home, told you that I needed to go to the store and buy a cup. And you said, why? And you reached up in the cupboard when we have a full cupboard full of cups. And I replied, that will look awful funny when I put this on and go to practice, Mom. And that's another funny story about you, Mom. You can turn it off.